to people that follow Johnathan Kleck. I didn't want to do this, but I feel I have to. I have to tell you some of my story. I'm not trying to ask for anybody to worship me or to listen to my words and anything, but this is a true story. And if you believe that God telling him to turn his tag around where it says no lying, then there's something wrong in talking about sperm and reproductive system and all that. That there is just it's wrong. He's making the Bible, he's defiling it. But I will tell you part of my story. Most of my story has never been very easy. Even when I got married, and after a while, it just got to be violent. And I grew up around Mormons. My aunt was a Mormon when I was a kid, and that's what they teach is Elohim. But they don't go as far as the sperm thing or anything, but they teach Elohim and it would become gods and things like that. And my ex-husband got me to join the church, which I didn't really want to, but I joined because of him. And now I'm an ex-Mormon, and I thank God after I got divorced every day for my trials that I have gone through. I have been through near death. My youngest daughter and I, when she was born, we came close to dying. She was in an incubator one day, and she was 4 pounds, 10.5 ounces. And I almost died right alongside her. But the Lord was by my side that day. I prayed because I was bleeding. And it was about 6 or 7 hours before they gave me a cesarean. And I was turning blue. And when I went into the operating room, I heard this voice, "You can go to sleep now, it's okay." I went to sleep, woke up, and never believed that I had a 4 pound, 10.5 baby girl. And she was drowning in her own blood too. And it's a miracle we lived. That was 1978. They didn't have the stuff they do now. And then, dump over, and I've gone through alcoholism, and the Lord showed me that was the wrong way. And I'm sure Johnathan Kleck would try to twist it around, saying I was full of demons and this and that and the other thing. God doesn't. You telling me babies are born and demons go into them? No. I was an alcoholic. I called up the hospital myself and took myself into the hospital. And I was in the hospital 1 month. And I got out, and the voice came to me again because I was worried about it. And he says, if you don't buy it, you're not going to drink it. Turn your back on it. Turn away from it. And that's what I did. And that was 36 years ago. And as it got to be, abusive, even when we weren't drinking, he was still abusive. Narcissist, he mistreated me and misused me. And I didn't deserve it. I didn't deserve the punishment he was giving me. And then I just got tired of it. I walked out, and I was afraid I wasn't going to find a job or anything, or how was I going to live. And I'd put applications in, and I never thought it would happen, but it wasn't. But a couple of days later, this clothing store had a warehouse, and I'd gotten a job at a warehouse. And I'd had several jobs after that. And of course, here I am now. And he got me out of it. And before we really got divorced, my ex-husband, he said, you go to hell. And that's where I went. But, I had the Lord. And the Lord, I had moved into a smaller place. And, he kept telling me, read the Bible. Don't just let it sit there, read it. And, I did start reading it. And I'm a fighter in nature. I'm a very strong fighter. And I believe that Jesus and God, they knew, who I was. They know who I am. And I had to fight something that I could not even see. I mean, he talks about host bodies and those evil spirits and stuff like that. Did you know those evil spirits could not attack you and get inside your body unless you let them? You are not to do that. I walked, 2 or 3 years walked, because I was a Mormon, and a lot of the stuff that I was seeing that was going on in my mind was showing me something. And it was the same thing that the Mormons teach, but only there was witchcraft, and there was Satanism, and prejudices, and all different sorts of things. And I was in and out of hospitals. And yeah, you can call me crazy, but I'll tell you what, I've been called that before. That doesn't hurt me anymore. There's not too much that can hurt me anymore. And one day, I was walking out of the hospital, because I did that a lot. I had, very bad anxiety problems. And I walked 5 miles, and my apartment was 10 miles away. I walked 5 miles, and I just couldn't take it anymore. So, right out in the middle of nowhere, or out on the sidewalk, and it was in the city. It was on the sidewalk in the city, in a busy area. I got down on my hands and knees and asked God, why'd he leave me? I thought he had left me. And as I walked, some guy stopped and asked me if I wanted to ride. And he took me, he said, I'll take you, get in. So he took me to this bridge. It was about 3 miles from where I lived. Took me to the bridge. And he says, I'll take you to the bridge and turn around. So that's what he did. And I was walking home. This was a misty kind of a fall day. And as I was walking, I was like 3 or 4 blocks from home. And I was so despaired, you know. I just didn't know what else to do, and Jesus took me by the hand. I mean, I could smell a very heavenly smell, a scent. And I looked around and there was nothing there, and this was in the fall, there was no flowers. And then I felt this hand grab mine. And I had a scar on this one hand, and I didn't know it at that time. And when about a little while later, it was a while later, I looked at the hand, that scar was gone. And that scar happened to be right here. See what you can see right here? But it stuck way out. And Jesus told me he loved me. He even called me Braveheart. And I got up to the apartment and I forgot my keys at the hospital, so I had to go back to the lady that ran it was kind of like people to hang out that had problems and stuff. And I gave them the key. So she came, got the key, we unlocked the door, and I went in, and she says, take a shower or a bath, and are you hungry? I said, yes. So she went back and got a sandwich. And as she come in, she had the sandwich there, and as I reached out my hand and that sandwich hit my hand, he says, to those who have done at least to the least of my brethren, you have done unto me. And I was sitting there, and on TV, I kept seeing rainbow on TV, a commercial. And I checked out what the rainbow meant, and that's a heavenly sign. That means that, that's a heavenly sign to tell you that something good is happening. And my story is not something I would want anybody to go through. But what he's talking about is ridiculous. If you believe, because you never saw it, if you believe that God told him to turn his tag around and say no lying, then you'll believe this. Because I'm telling you, this is a gospel truth. And I was always wondering what this meant and what this meant for my life. I never could figure out what this meant for my life. And about 6-7 months ago, I started seeing people that were being thrown out of the Mormon church because of research. They were being excommunicated. So I started researching this particular person, and it just went on from there. And every time I turn around, somebody comes onto my feed on the side there. That is a problem with other people. That's doing harm. And this keeps happening. And I'm telling you, don't be fooled. He loves you. He loved you when you were born. Don't let him fool you about this. That is Satan. Satan is the father of all lies. He'll trick you, do anything to do to keep you away from where Jesus is. He'll keep you away. And if you don't start reading your Bible and praying and repenting, I don't know what else to say. I do pray for people that are hurting, and and stuff. And what you need to do is to ask God to break the chains and bind. Take the chains off you. Open your eyes so you can see. Don't let people like this do this to you. This is uncalled for. There is but one God. And there's Jesus Christ. And I would not be here today if it wasn't for Him. Every trial, every tribulation that I've been gone through, I thank God I went through it. Because if I didn't go through it, then, I would not have learned nothing. But I feel He's brought me here. And from my heart to yours, you need to really think of what's going on. Because I'll tell you, that's a lie. There are demons and there are devils. But they can't hurt you if you've got Jesus on your side. You rebuke them. You tell them to get away from you. Don't go through what I did. I was strong. I made it. But some may not. I've seen people that were really bad. And you need to freaking think about what you're doing. And I pray for you. And I hope you listen to my message. It's very serious. We're talking salvation. Salvation. So please listen. Thank you.